I come at you, you better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. I'm telling you.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Well, since Teo Sr. and Jr., they refused to take my advice, which is to stay as far away as possible from a microphone and a camera, I guess I'm forced to continue putting clips together of what they continue to say that always contradicts what they said before. So let's go back down memory lane when Teofimo had just beat Lomachenko. I'm not going to do too much commentary in this video, because it's better to just let Teofimo Jr. and Sr. speak for themselves in this situation. There's really nothing else for me to say but let them say it. So I'm gonna play all of these clips, and at the end is going to be the clip of what Teo just said. It's all gonna be in chronological order. So the end clip is gonna be what he just recently said, like today or the other day. Check it out, guys.
Pick one fight. What is the mega fight in the sport? Teofimo Lopez versus who in a couple of years or next year?
I don't even know. Devin Haney. I would say Devin Haney.
Who would you like to fight at? There are obviously some attractive options there at lightweight. Who would you like to fight the most?
I don't mind being the two-time email world champion. You know what I mean? That'll be fine. You know, I know a lot of people are already saying that this is not for undisputed because of that. Whatever with Mauricio Suleiman and whatever he did, but I just got a belt that said franchise world champion, so from the WBC. And you got a guy like Devin Haney fighting Gamboa, a washed out Gamboa, just for a record that he wants to keep it safe and pretty. I can fight those guys. I don't mind it.
Do you think Haney would fight you next, assuming he beats Gamboa?
I don't care. I don't think any of these guys will step up to the plate. And if they do, they better be ready. Because I don't fear no man. I told you guys this. I don't care. I'm in there to fight. And if you're not there to fight with me, you're going to lose.
Thank
like
you.
Loma. Like, if I take that fight, it's just for bragging rights, just to shut him up and destroy his career. That's really what it is. I don't care. That's the type of person I am. I ain't here to... I'm not here to see another fighter build up his career. If he wants to take that step and fight, I'm more than happy to just take him out that route of what everybody's talking about, saying the next Floyd Mayweather and stuff like that. Yeah, get out of here with that bullshit.
Teofimo Lopez is the one with the rest of the belt, so that's the main fight that I want to make happen.
But when it comes to Devin, I got to think about it. Devin has not a long way. He got like maybe 3 to 5 years to get to that point to where we can make that fight happen. 3 to 5 years to where we can make that fight happen.
What are we going to do?
We taking the world and everything in it.
What are we going to do? You're going to fight Kambosos?
I'll fight all you guys. That's what they said right now. I'll take over the zone.
Give us 10 million, we fight Devin Haney.
You gotta give me a percentage.
Bob's watching there, look.
Give us 10 million. We fight Devin tomorrow.
How much?
10 million.
Okay.
All right, guys, so now that I got you completely caught up, this brings us into the statement that Teo Sr. recently made the other day with Fight Hype. Check it out.
If we get a good fight with Kambosos up in Australia, get 65,000 people, man, I'm all in for it, you know what I'm saying? A fight with Devin Haney, a fight with Gervonta Davis, a fight with Shakur, or anybody of those guys don't make no sense right now. You know, these guys got to make up their resumes. They got to start fighting bigger guys, you know.
Okay, so you heard right there what Teo Sr. said. Just to make sure you guys heard it clear, he said a fight with Devin Haney, Gervonta Tank Davis, or even a Shakur Stevenson, it makes no sense right now. They need to fight better competition. They need to build up their resume, is what he said. Now, let's just start, first of all, with Gervonta Tank Davis. Do you guys remember when I told you Floyd Mayweather, he made a miscalculation when he had said that if Tank is going to fight Lopez, he's going to have to be the A side. The reason why I said he made a miscalculation because before you announce something like that to the public, you should first make sure that Lopez even wants to fight from the get. Because I said, what if he never wanted to fight? Then he could always say, oh, well, thanks, Floyd. I wasn't even thinking about an A side or a B side. That wasn't even my concern. So now, guys, when you listen to what Teo Sr. just said, he just admitted that they never thought that a Gervonta Tank Davis fight made sense. It was never about A side or B side, according to Teo Sr. Teo just said right now, they need to fight better competition. They need to fight bigger guys, etc., right? But all of this is so ironic because Teo Jr., he did a live video where he did his own poll and he asked his own fans, who do you guys want to see me fight? And by Teo's own admission, they all picked Gervonta Tank Davis. There was only one person that he announced that actually said that he should fight someone other than Davis, and it was the winner of Ramirez and Josh Taylor. You know who that one person was? It was old media member Kevin Iole of Yahoo Sports, because he was watching the live and he told Lopez, I want to see you fight Josh Taylor versus Ramirez, or at least the winner. He was blowing that dog whistle, just yelling out, MBF, champ, MBF. Please, Teo, stay away from these black fighters. They're very, very dangerous. This is exactly what he was saying to Teofimo Lopez, guys. Does that make any logical sense? That an old media member who's been around the sport for so long, you just seen all of the fans say they want to see Tank Davis versus Teofimo Lopez, and you say, no, I don't care what all the boxing fans want. I think it would be better for you and me, Lopez, if you fight the winner of Josh Taylor and Ramirez. We know what time it is. But did you guys notice when Kevin Iole said this to Lopez, he didn't make any excuses for why Lopez shouldn't fight Devin Haney or Gervonta Tank Davis. He just said, no, don't fight him at all, basically. There's other fighters out there for you. There's other opponents. Don't fight these guys at all. The fact that he made no excuse is proving deep down, Iole, he feels the same way about Gervonta and Devin that Teo Sr. feels about them. The fight doesn't make sense. And we really know what it means when someone says, nah, those fights don't make sense. Nah, those fights don't make sense. It definitely won't make sense if there's a chance of you losing. If you even think that you're gonna lose, it doesn't make sense. Okay, moving on. Now, in this same interview, you know, I've been telling you guys for quite some time that Teo doesn't want to announce it yet, but he's gonna fight Kambosos. He's fighting George Kambosos next, and Teofimo Sr., he all but confirmed that and announced it in this same interview that he did with Fight Hype. But listen to what Sr. said. He said it doesn't make sense to fight Devin, Gervonta, or Shakur Stevens. They need to do more. They need to fight better competition. But it makes sense to fight against George Kambosos. Now, guys, I'm not saying that Kambosos doesn't deserve the fight. We're only focusing on what Teofimo Lopez Sr. is saying right now. He's trying to say, or he did say, that Tank, Shakur, and Devin, they need to fight better competition before they get a shot at his son. So if we're to go off of what Teo just said right there, he's telling us the criteria to getting a fight with Teofimo Lopez Jr. is to go out and fight Lee Selby. According to what they're saying, as long as Devin, Gervonta, or Shakur beats Lee Selby, then they qualify to fight against Teofimo Lopez next. Because Lee Selby is the fighter that George Kambosos just beat to get a shot at Teofimo Lopez's title. What makes no sense to anyone in boxing right now is instead of saying these guys don't deserve to fight us, instead of showing that you have zero interest, why wouldn't you be aggressively going after all of these fighters? When you have Gervonta Tank Davis, that is Floyd Mayweather's #1 prodigy, right? You have Devin Haney. People are saying, matter of fact, T.O. Jr. even said it in a press conference. He said, yeah, people calling him the next Floyd Mayweather. If you know that he's perceived that way, why wouldn't you want to be the first person to beat the fighter that people are calling the next Floyd? Do you know how huge that is? You're the first person to put an L on his record. You're the first person to put an L on Floyd Mayweather's biggest star, Gervonta Tank Davis. Shakur Stevenson, even Max Kellerman said to Shakur Stevenson, I honestly see you as becoming the next #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport of boxing. That was over Teofimo Lopez, he said this. Why wouldn't you want to fight a guy that is being praised that much? Why wouldn't you want to be the first person to beat him? And unfortunately, everything I'm asking, these are all rhetorical questions. We know that it's dangerous. We know that these are the most dangerous fighters for Teofimo Lopez. But we only know this because of the way Teofimo Lopez is treating these fighters. By way of contrast, when you see the way that Devin is going after Teo, when you look at the way Ryan is going after Tank, it obviously gives you the impression that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, they don't see these fighters as dangerous as a lot of boxing fans do. And that's what Teo means when he says it doesn't make any sense to fight any of those fighters. But it does make sense to fight Kambosos. Why? Because we believe that is a much easier fight. That's what T.O. Sr. is telling us. That's what T.O. and his son are telling us. Kambosos, that would be a much easier fight than fighting a monster like Gervonta Tank Davis, like Devin Haney, like Shakur Stevenson. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot to add, Teofimo Lopez Jr., he said that he's willing to fight Ryan Garcia like yesterday. So they say Gervonta, Devin, Shakur, they don't deserve to fight Teofimo. They need to do a whole lot more. But when it comes to Ryan Garcia, they're willing to fight him next. I'm telling you guys right now, if Gervonta Tank Davis gets the Ryan Garcia fight next, hypothetically, if Gervonta wins that fight, that is going to put an enormous amount of pressure on Teofimo to take that fight next. Now, if Ryan Garcia were to beat Tank Davis, we already know that would be right up Teo's alley, because Teo has already said that he's willing to fight Ryan should he get past Luke Campbell. Now, I want to tell you guys before I wrap this video up, clearly, Teofimo Lopez, the team, they feel that the winner of Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez is a much easier fight than a Devin Haney fight or a Gervonta Tank Davis fight. They may be in for a rude awakening because Josh Taylor is no joke. And once again, even though Lopez thinks that that's probably an easier fight, the Josh Taylor fight will probably be just as difficult as a Gervonta Tank Davis or a Devin Haney fight. Now, when it comes to Kambosos, nobody really gives him a chance, but I'm gonna keep telling you guys, I think that fight is gonna surprisingly be very competitive. I don't see Teo just completely washing him and taking him out like he's a nobody. Kambosos is hungry, he's undefeated, and he has some talent, he has some skill. So it'll be really interesting to see how the fight plays out, since we know that's going to be the next fight for Teofimo. So at the end of the day, I guess the only good news about everything that I said right now is now we know, according to T.O. Sr., all everyone has to do is beat Lee Selby, and they get moved straight to the front of the line to face Teofimo Lopez Jr. Let's see how true that is. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. Basically, you will end up with a haircut shape up or an edge up. What they do is they tattoo small dots that look like hair follicles in the areas where you have lost your hair, and then blend it with your existing hair. You can even choose what type of hairline you want, hard shape up or soft and natural finish. And to maintain it, all you gotta do is shave your hair every few days, which is something you already were probably doing anyway. So if you wanna get this hookup for my brothers out there in the UK and Europe, make sure you check out the Scalp This on Instagram. And for my brothers out there in the States, make sure you go ahead and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. And when you go on their pages, you can see for yourself what these guys look like before. I mean, these guys are literally hair magicians. I've never seen anything like this before, but all I can tell you guys is this is a serious game changer for us men. So make sure you get in contact with Scalp This and Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo de Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodekey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.